Hi, my name is Annette Bulovic and I'm the main historian behind Discover the Delights of Peeling Back History, and I'm also the historical blogger for both Riccarton House and Homebush. And I cannot quite believe where I am, but I'm in a non-public access area inside the Dean's College, so I can share with you a bit of the story about the oldest building on the Canterbury Plains, built in late 1843. So basically the story of Riccarton begins with two brothers, William and John Deans. And the two brothers who wanted to be farmers actually came out to New Zealand separately. William went to Wellington and John went to Nelson. And but they were both of them were very unhappy with what was going on up there. Wellington was not good for farming. Nelson was just a bit of a flop as well. Things weren't ready for the settlers. But William had actually come down to the South Island looking around, and he just loved what he saw on the Port Cooper Plains, which was the very first European name we had for the Canterbury Plains as well. And luckily he ran into a gentleman called Jimmy Robertson Clough at Akaroa around 1841, and once he explained to Jimmy what he was looking for, Jimmy said, "I know just the place." And that was how William first came to see Puturangamutu, which is the Maori name for Riccarton. Basically means place of the echo. And if you look into that name, there's two interesting reasons why. Well, there's two very separate sort of explanations for that name. The most gruesome one is the place of the severed ear, and the other one, of course, is the place of the echo. And they're very closely tied. And what it was because the plains and the Puturangamutu being quite a separate 55 acres of trees, things across the plains sounded very differently. So Puturangamutu basically just sort of meant things sound differently here. Severed ear. It was just the simple Maori logic of that early of trying to explain. And apparently you could put your ear down to the ground and hear people miles away walking. So that's sort of how this wee place got its name, because of the big pocket of trees as well. And of course that was one of the main things that attracted William to here, was the timber. There were not many trees out on the Canterbury Plains back in the 1840s as well. So William said, right, I think I'm going to make my go down here on the Port Cooper Plains. John had just arrived in Nelson and wasn't very happy with the way his thing was going. And so the two brothers, along with their employees, the Metson and the Gibby family, decide to come down here and settle at Puturangamutu. And they arrived down here on February 1843. Now, because there was nothing around here, the John Gibby and his family and the Jean Manson and her children stayed in Port Levy. Port Levy was very much European, with the whalers and the sailors and who lived around that, a good place for trading with the Ngāi Tahu that were living there. And John and Samuel Mason and Jimmy Robertson Clough, they came here and they erected the very first home here on the plains, and that sadly was demolished in 1897 due to it just being very derelict. And when you go out, when you come into Riccarton House and you're at Longkahu Road, right before you reach the school, you'll see a wee oak, well not a wee oak, a big oak, and a plaque there just acknowledging that place where that first house was built. And the Dean's College was built the same year, but a bit later on. Of course, main priority back then was just to get a roof over your head and get the stockyards built so that we could bring the first stock here. And the Deans were the first to bring merino sheep and Clydesdales, and most of their stock arrived already pregnant. So you can imagine within a few months, half a year later, they had quite a good refoundation of stock and animals here at Riccarton as well. So John did not see Riccarton until July. He actually left Nelson and went straight over to Homebush, Sydney, Australia. In Homebush, Sydney, there's a big abattoir today, but back in those days it was also sale yards, and that was where most of New Zealand's earliest sheep and cattle and horses probably came from. And again, it's the only link that we've found as historians of the Deans family, that the Homebush estate out in Darfur, which is still in the Deans family, Homebush is the only name that we can associate as that first stockyards where the Deans bought their first lot of cattle, and years after that as well. So the Deans and the Manson and the Gibbies are the first families to establish something permanent here. There were other attempts, and they were unfortunately floundered, but the Deans managed to make a permanent go of it, and they flourished. And it's their example that to the surveyors of the New Zealand Company and the Canterbury Association, that Canterbury soil was the best in New Zealand. I am being totally biased. But no, we had really good soil here. Apparently the fruit trees, you know, the Deans planted the first of our fruit trees, pears trees. New Canterbury's oldest pears trees just out to my right hand side, planted in 1846, brought down from Auckland. So it still bears fruit. You have to cook it to eat it, but hey, it's still bearing fruit, which is absolutely fantastic. So by the time surveys arrived in the late 1840s, and the Canterbury Association settlers, again, this was the only place on the plains that was established, so between 150 to 100 people a day came in after the Charlotte Jane and those first other ships arrived. And apparently the fruit trees were so heavy, the branches were bending down to the ground with the bounty that the Dean's Garden and orchard actually produced as well. Of course, John had left behind his heart in Scotland with a young lady called Jane McIlrath, and she came out here in 1853, and this was her very first marital home. And unfortunately, just not less than 2 years later, not even that, she had to say goodbye to John, who passed away from tuberculosis. And I will touch on that story a bit later on in the series about the story behind that heartbreak and the building of Riccarton House. I guess the main big thing that sort of happened here after Jane arrived and John was dying was the plans that they made together. And right here in the Dean's Cottage, in his last few months of life, they would sit together very quietly, and John would sort of tell her what he wanted Riccarton House to look like. They had bought the wallpaper and carpet and things over with them from London, and what a spend to have for your honeymoon. I'm absolutely envious of her. And also the other thing they talked about too was that John wanted to preserve Dean's Bush. He had another big pocket of trees that we had here in Christchurch was the Pepperberry Bush, and that was completely gone by 1857, and he did not want that to happen to Riccarton Bush. So one of the wishes that he gave to Jane was that he wanted that protected and preserved for the rest of time, and that is believed to be New Zealand's earliest conservation effort act even, was that agreement. So, because when John arrived it was 55 and today it's 13. So, you know, it was something that really needed to be protected and things like that. So a wonderful legacy that he's left us here, not only with Riccarton House, but with Dean's Bush. And again, this is Christchurch's oldest suburb. So what a wonderful story. So I hope you've enjoyed this wee little glimmer into this wee house that is just so precious. And we hope to see you again on next location. Have a lovely day.